Brad Pitt battles zombies in the summer blockbuster World War Z. Hello, I am Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And today we're reviewing World War Z, an exciting thriller starring Brad Pitt as a former FBI agent who is called back when a zombie pandemic is sweeping the planet. He has to find out how it started and what he can do to stop it.
I'm scared.
How do we know they're coming?
They're coming. Ready?
This was the movie that you were looking forward to this summer. Did this meet your expectations?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, this was like better than a lot of other zombie movies, and this was actually a good Brad Pitt movie for once, because he's made a lot of crap lately. Like that other movie, Killing Them Softly. That was terrible. But yeah, this was a better movie, and I was like, most of this movie, I'm like on the edge of my seat. I'm like waiting to see what's going on. It's like it was really exciting. The storyline was good, and the character base was good.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I'm not really a huge zombie movie fan myself, but I really enjoyed it because the problem I have with a lot of horror movies lately is that it's like once you've seen one, you've seen them all. The scares are you could see coming a mile away. This one, the photography and the setups, it really did genuinely scare me from time to time. I mean, what I liked it was, I've probably seen a lot more movies in theaters lately than you have, but something I've been noticing lately with a lot of these post-apocalyptic movies, they feature a lot of voiceovers from one of the characters explaining what happened, like Oblivion with Tom Cruise, or After Earth with Jaden Smith.
There wasn't that much of that in this.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it was they had a montage where mixing up news stories with other shots, and I could see what has been going on that led everything up to this point. And it was really refreshing for me that we didn't have to have voiceover banging over the audience's head with details. I really like that.
It seemed like more real life, and this is like more like one of those kind of like what if type movies. What if this happened and all that? How could we do it? It wasn't just a horror movie. It's more like it's an action adventure also, and like a scientific method movie in a way too.
Well, it is, yeah. It is.
Because of what happens later on in the film, I won't give it away.
Yeah, because speaking of what you said, realistic. The photography is very, realistic. It's not glossy photography. It's shot like how you would see it if you're at these locations.
Yeah.
Another thing that I thought was a big improvement was, I am not a fan of the shaky cam, where the camera's constantly shaking and stuff like that. Like Man of Steel, that one drove me nuts with how they used that all the time. In this movie, it was very effective because the director used it during crowd scenes when people are rushing and there's confusion. It added to the confusion, actually added to what was being shown on the screen. It wasn't done just for the hell of it. I felt like it added to it.
Right.
And another thing, the special effects weren't really too bad in this movie. They don't overtake the film. It complements the film, but it helps tell the story. A lot of the summer blockbuster movies and even other movies throughout the year I've been seeing is sometimes the special effects are done just to show off.
They didn't get like over the top special effect where it wasn't even like didn't seem realistic anymore. They kept it real the whole time, and they only used like over the top special effects when they really needed to.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was like real life.
Yeah, and getting some other things, let's talk about the acting. You mentioned that you thought Brad Pitt did a good job. I agree. I think the cast did a very credible job, and I thought the film had very excellent character development. That's something that I think a lot of the filmmakers tend to, and scriptwriters tend to somehow eschew it. It's just not having, you get to follow Brad Pitt. He wants to find a cure because he's a family man. I believe Brad Pitt was a family man. He wants to find a cure and try and get this, solved out. And I could believe that. I thought that as a result, I actually cared about the characters, which I think is very important when you go see a movie. You want to root for these characters. You want to, take care of, make sure they take care of what they're supposed to do. You don't want to just sit there and watch them do it without knowing why they were.
Across the East Coast, Moscow's still dark. Life as we know it will come to an end in 90 days. It's on us to change that.
I can't leave my family.
Don't pretend your family is exempt when we talk about the end of humanity.
He does better when somebody else directs him, and I mean, it's not always his fault. It's the director. the other director's fault, depending on how the script was and whatnot. I mean, if the script is lousy, then there's nothing really that you can do.
Only the actors can only do so much with the
yeah,
script.
but this was like he went above and beyond the script, and this one basically like did everything he could, plus maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
This was great.
Yeah, now there was a bit of controversy, like the movie was supposed to be released last December, but they had to reshoot the ending. Oftentimes that's usually a sign that the movie might be a disaster, but I've never read the book that this movie is based off of, so I don't know how much has been changed, but as a movie, I was pleasantly surprised. I was scared. I cared about the characters. I thought the story for the movie was pretty good. And, you know, we got a horror movie that actually scared. I know there's some people that are like, oh, zombies don't move fast and all this other stuff. But, you know, I enjoyed the movie for what it was. It was a fun summer blockbuster movie. I got to think a little bit. I got to care about the characters quite a bit. So
Yeah.
on that, I say if you haven't checked this movie out in theaters, check it out in theaters. I think this is definitely worth it.
Yeah, the zombies were actually kind of comical because they're sometimes like chattering their teeth and all that.
Stereotypical zombie stuff.
Yeah, but there was like people like in the theater like laughing at it and everything. I mean, this movie was kind of funny in some cases too. But yeah, it was a bit of everything. Yeah, I definitely say check this out also in theaters.
Alright, well, thank you very much for watching. We're going to open the floor to you guys. What did you guys think of World War Z if you have seen it? And also, if you have any feedback about the channel, post them as well. We do read everything you send in, and thank you very much for watching.